Perks of buying an old bike. You get to become an archaeologist for one day. How's it going, guys? My name is Vishwas and welcome to my YouTube channel. This right here next to me is my 2008 Pulsar 150. It doesn't look like much, but yeah, it's there. At least what's left of it. I bought this bike towards the end of May, which at the point of filming is about 3 months ago. I bought this bike from the scrapyard local to Mangalore with one specific reason in mind: to build it into a cafe racer. So I know what you guys are thinking, which was, why would anyone in their right minds choose to buy a bike like this under any circumstances for anything? Let me tell you why. What anyone would do when they're probably building a cafe racer or any sort of custom bike project is start with a solid base. And then you have a whole bike, you then dismantle it and everything. You get rid of the parts you don't need on it, which you will not be using anymore. This bike already came like that. I did not have to hassle with taking off the parts, taking off anything I don't need, because, well, it was already done for me. Now, given people might be afraid of getting bikes from the scrapyard, like it's from a scrapyard, it doesn't run. I have no idea why this perfectly running bike was in the scrapyard, but well, it was there and we got it and we are here right now on my roof. When I got the bike, it had a wiring harness. Now it doesn't. Why? Because I removed it. To simplify things, when I chop the frame off and blah blah blah, you'll see in a minute. I've removed the entire wiring harness from the bike. I tried removing the exhaust, but this thing is pretty sturdy. The airbox was pretty challenging to get out. So although there has been a lot of stuff taken out of it, we are not done with it yet. There is still a whole lot of stuff which we have to take out of this bike. That's what's going to be on the agenda of today's video. We are going to be dismantling this bike. Furthermore, this is going to be part one of a multi-part series where we build this bike from the ground up into a fantastic cafe racer. Hopefully. So, let's roll into it, shall we? Over. Yeah, shit. Fuck. So here's what the wiring looks outside the frame. As you can see, there's our speedo. This is our central CDI. These are the ignition coils. These are the spark plug wires. This is the engine control module. No, this is I think the headlight indicator control module. The engine control. Wait. So this is the DC regulator. Another spark plug. Another coil. So that's basically it. This is all the wiring harness which came with the bike, without. Along with, we also got the carburetor, the battery, the carburetor out, and it all goes into its sweet little box right there, so you can sleep peacefully. So now that we have the entire wiring harness out of the way, what we are going to do today is get this tank well in its rough vicinity of where it's going to be, and then move towards the rear of the bike, getting rid of these wheels, the shock absorbers, which we'll be replacing by a monoshock, which will go right there, hopefully, and getting rid of the parts we don't need, and then we will get to the fun stuff, cutting the frame. So now the main things which are preventing the tank from sitting flush on this frame are two things. One of these frame mounts and one of these brackets right here, which were used for the previous airbox and stuff, but now we don't need them, so we're just gonna cut them off. That's where we are right now. After 15 minutes of grinding, we have ground off these tank mounts. There used to be a mount here for the airbox or battery, something does not exist right now. And also there used to be a mount here which we've cut off and ground down, and seems like there's nothing there. So as it stands, after the cutting and grinding we've done, fits. So this is how the tank fits right now as it is. The tank is sitting as low as it can get. It is basically sitting on the frame right now. So this is not how the tank will be sitting. This line right here will be parallel with this thing, for which we will have to raise a mount here, but that's all possible and doable when we will be fabricating the mounts for this thing, when we will be finalizing tank position. But for right now, the clearances are pretty much on point, or as good as they can be for now. So let's move on to the rear. Another thing, while we're at the task of cutting things, I think we should cut this battery tray off. It has definitely seen better days, and well, we don't need it. So let's get cutting. As you saw when we were getting the airbox out, when we were getting the wiring harness and all stuff out, airbox was a very hard thing to get off because of this one mahashay right here. What has happened is the bolt to get the exhaust off is completely sealed. This locking nut right here is doing a little bit too much good of a job to pass as acceptable, so we will be cutting that off. But until we can get access to that, we will be taking this thing off. Like I said, it was a hassle last time, and we already, where's the camera at? We already stripped out a bolt. The rest of it is still in there. This bolt, bye bye. We're gonna take this off. That's the bolt that connects the swing arm to the frame. We're gonna take that off. We will cut this off later, but for that we will have to take this flange off, which is already loose because lesson learned last time. Didn't tighten this last time because I knew I'll have to take this back out. So here we go. So look what we found here. This is a chain cover, the lower chain cover, and this is probably the perks of buying a 10-year-old, 12-year-old bike. You get to become an archaeologist for a day, because the amount of dirt, let me show you. The amount of dirt, it's hard to do one-handed. So the amount of dirt and grime, it's like literally, that's how bad it is. The screwdriver in it, it's not just dirt, it's like grease, dust, mud, even beehives, hornet hives, what they are called, but dangerous bird. Probably shouldn't be there. Perks of buying an old bike: you get to become an archaeologist for one day. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue. So here's where we're at. We have the rear brakes, wheel, along with the bushing removed, and that was quite some task. And now, biggest problem: this bolt loose, this bolt loose. It's hard to see on camera. Anyhow, this bolt loose. But now, when everything was going fine, this bolt is stripped and it's stuck in there. It looks like it's stuck for good. So I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. We have to get this chain off, get this sprocket off. We've already taken the half axle nut off. This was some undertaking by itself. This was completely seized and rusted, as you can see. Focus, yep. Completely rusted. Years and years of not taking off. Yep, that's the chain sprocket. Now lucky for us, it's really easy to take this chain out because this is not a rivet style chain. This is a link style chain, and this here is the master link. This one. What we have to do is master with some pliers, push this pin out, this master link will come out, and then this chain should be able to be pulled out. Let's see. There's an open cut over here, so we are just going to press the plier here, press the plier on the link, and just voila. If only everything on this bike was so easy. So we got the link So the master link is out. This is the final piece. That's a good thing about these link type chains. You have your locking master link, back plate, and this is the locking plate, locking pin. And then once these three pieces are out, all you have to do is done. And your chain is free. Just carefully take it out. Make sure. I don't think we're gonna reuse this chain, but no harm ever came from being too careful. Now, sprocket next. So now that we have the sprocket off, we have the entire rear hub assembly off. It's time to bust out the grinder.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone.
Yes! Finally. Another thing, we have this is the rear sprocket assembly. We won't be using the sprocket and the bushing part of it, but for right now, for setting the bike on, we will be needing this center bearing and bushing assembly. So let's get that out first, then we'll end it. So we got a lot accomplished today. We got the entire rear assembly, swing arm, wheels, brakes, whatever the thingamajigs are called here, which pain in the ass first and foremost, pain in the backside to get off. So that is going to be it for today's episode. We got a lot accomplished. Stay tuned for the next time, because next time we might be fabricating some rear suspensions, monoshock mounts for that thing, possibly even extending the rear swing arm, making a monoshock from here to here. If this is the sort of stuff you like watching, then you might consider subscribing, because there's more coming your way. So if you like this video, if you like what you're seeing here, I'm very much liking what I'm seeing here, then hit that thumbs up, hit the bell icon, subscribe, you know what to do. Share it with your friends, spread the word out. There's going to be a new cafe racer in town. What am I saying? I have no idea. Very tired, very messy, very sweaty, very messy. Did I already say that? So, until next time, peace.
Come on.
Mess here, mess there, mess over there. There's mess everywhere. Doohickey things which will keep your leg on, whatever they're called. Shit. Focus. I think this thing needs a clean up. Definitely needs a clean up. How do I move this thing back? Furthermore, no, not how it's back. Next to me is my 2008 Pulsar 150. Screw you! Look what I just found. There's literally a bone. I don't know what that is from, but that's a bone. It was stuck right there.